Good morning and welcome to my channel. Today I would like to show you this plant. It's a Pereskia. It's a very interesting plant. All plants are interesting. However, each plant is interesting for a different reason. And the reason Pereskia is interesting, it's because it belongs to the family Cataceae, which means the same family to which all the cactus plants, all the cacti belong. Cacti are usually seen as plants that are adapted to extremely dry conditions. They dropped their leaves in the process of evolution. They developed spines in order not to be eaten by animals that might want to steal the water from them. And this is how we think of a cactus plant when we think about one. And this is also a cactus. It belongs to the family Cataceae. And the reason it is included in the same family with other cactus, with other cacti, other cactus plants, is because of the flower. Pereskia in nature is a big shrub, and the size of this plant is just too small for it to allow it to develop a flower. So I cannot show you a flower of this plant, but the taxonomists, when they saw Pereskia, they saw similarity. They saw that it is the same design of a flower, and they included this plant, Pereskia, and all the other cacti into the same family. Pereskia is just very similar to the common ancestor to all the plants that belong to the family Cataceae. Okay, so all the other cacti, or the majority of the other cacti, evolved to be adapted to dry conditions. However, some of the plants, very few of them, stayed where they were happily, and they changed very little ever since. And this process took millions of years. Okay, there is one more thing that makes Pereskia a little bit more like a cactus. It has spines. So in some of the leaves on the at the bottom of the plant, down the stem, developed into being spines. And you see the leaves, when they drop, the traditional leaves, the leaves that are green, that are meant to photosynthesize, when they fall down, there are some leaves at the same nodule that don't fall down, that are not deciduous, and that they stay, and they are just needles, spines that also are protecting the plant from being eaten. But the plant is not adapted to dry conditions at all. I have to water it, just like every other plant. I have to water it when it's dry. What happens is I keep it in a nice container, and I often keep my pots in nice containers because I like when they look nice. And what happened, the clay pot has an opening at the bottom for the excess water to drip down, and this one as well. And through this opening, roots grew, and they are reaching to the very bottom of this container to take advantage of the little water that stays on the bottom after I water the plant. So if the plant is dry for a long time, the roots would die, but they will develop again after I water the plant abundantly enough for it to for the water to accumulate at the bottom of this container. I find it very useful to have that arrangement, because if I forget to water the plant for a while, there is always a little bit of water at the bottom of this pot, and that way the plant doesn't suffer from being underwatered. And many of my plants developed this backup plan. Okay, so this is what I wanted to show you today. I hope you like it. I hope you like the fact that taxonomy is not very is not a very intuitive science, that taxonomy sometimes is full of surprises. When you study the taxonomy of the plant, you might be surprised to see which plants are cousins, which plants are from the same family of plants, which plants developed from the same common ancestors. And sometimes in this particular case, the difference between this plant and the rest of the family Cactaceae is quite striking. Thank you very much for watching my video. Have a great rest of the day.